What's going on YouTube? Austin Zay back here with another YouTube video, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the second stimulus check, the stimulus check updates that we have as of Memorial Day. Also, if you're watching this video today, then I wanted to say a huge thank you to all of the brave men and women that have served our country to allow it to be free so that we can do things like this. So thank you very much. If you are somebody that has served our country, or if you know of somebody that has served, definitely make sure you reach out to them today and you say thank you. So we're going to go ahead and break down everything you need to know about the second stimulus check and all of the updates that there are. So definitely sit back and relax for the next 8 or 10 minutes, and I'll make sure to give you all of the updates that I possibly have as it relates to the stimulus checks. So a lot of the COVID-19 cases are actually surging as Americans celebrate Memorial Day weekend, okay? There's a lot of people out and about at different beaches, at different pools. A lot of people are out partying. So definitely just make sure that you stay healthy. And let's go ahead and kind of jump into the different updates that we have. And also really quick, normally on this channel, I talk about investing money, making money, saving money, and different things related to personal finance and things like that. So definitely, if you haven't already, I would really appreciate it if you would smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't already, because I will continue to make videos not only on the stimulus check and the stimulus check updates, but on the different content as well. And I would really appreciate it if you like the stimulus videos, that you check out some of my regular content. So as you know, a lot of states are actually reopening, schools are reopening, travel bans are kind of being lifted, and potential vaccines are actually looking more and more optimistic. So, the question does kind of sit there of, will there be another stimulus check? And I'm going to go over all of that in just a minute. I just wanted to kind of go through a couple of different highlights that I found as I was doing some research this morning. So Italy has lifted its travel bans, okay? Prime Minister Giuseppe, I'm going to pronounce this wrong, by the way. I apologize. You can drop in the comment section below how you pronounce his name. But Giuseppe Conte signed a decree that will allow travel to and from Italy starting on June 3rd. And Italian citizens will also be able to travel the country freely on June 3rd as well. And we've mentioned that most of the states here in the country, in the US, have removed the stay-at-home order. And basically, if they haven't removed the stay-at-home order, then the bans or the kind of restrictions have definitely gone way, way down. Moderna actually has a vaccine that has shown promising results in early trials. Obviously, there's a lot that goes into that, and in no way, shape, or form am I an expert as it pertains to any of this, but I definitely have done a significant amount of research, and I just wanted to kind of compile everything into one video and make sure that you stay updated. So that is obviously really, really positive this Memorial Day. And results for another human vaccine by manufacturer Sinovac Biotech Ltd, which is in mid-stage human trials, have also been published in a scientific journal. Okay, so overall, things are slowly but surely turning around as it pertains to a lot of that. Now, as it pertains to the stimulus check and as it pertains to the actual economy and the financial kind of crisis that the country is in right now, well, we're going to kind of jump into that and talk about that a little bit. So, quick stimulus update if you have not received your check yet, is that the IRS has actually sent out 152 million payments as of May 22nd, and there are still more to go. So definitely stay tuned if you haven't received your initial stimulus check yet. The IRS actually estimated that, again, it could take up to 20 weeks to finish sending out all of the payments. So again, just stay tuned if you haven't gotten that yet, okay? Though they tried to make a push to send out all direct deposits, again, for which they had accurate information on May 13th. However, as I mentioned in previous videos, they are prioritizing needs by sending checks to those with the lowest income first. So it was kind of this whole adjusted gross income method of sending out payments or sending out checks. And we talked in a couple of my other videos about the 4 million debit cards that they issued. So if you haven't looked into that, definitely look into that. I have a couple of videos where I talk about that as well. A couple of other reasons really quick why maybe you haven't received your initial stimulus payment yet is that your bank information was not correct, or maybe it was missing entirely. The IRS was already preparing to mail your paper check when you provided your banking information online. Okay, in that case, you will still receive your check in the mail. A couple of other reasons really quick, and make sure you stay to the end of the video, is that your bank couldn't process the electronic money transfer from the IRS. The payment was returned, and the IRS is now mailing your check to the most current address on file, either from a 2019 or a 2018 tax return, or one from the Postal Service. Another reason is that you are past due on child support. The IRS said your payment may be reduced or completely deducted altogether. If that is the case for you, the Bureau of the Fiscal Service should send you a notice if that is the case. And we're going to talk about in a minute how maybe a second stimulus check would have a little bit looser of a guideline, and people in that situation, or people getting their wages garnished, would actually qualify to get paid, okay? Another reason is that you claimed a dependent who is not eligible. Parents who are not married to each other and don't file a joint return cannot both claim a qualifying child as a dependent. That might be another reason that you never got your stimulus check. And only the parent who claimed the child on their 2019 return receives the payment, okay? Dependent college students also do not qualify for a payment. And again, you didn't file a non-filer's form. If you're a non-filer and you never filed that form, that'd be another reason that you didn't get the initial stimulus check. Okay, let's go ahead and dive into an actual new proposal that we recently saw, and that is called the Skills Renewal Act. Now, 4 senators have essentially introduced this proposal, and what it would do is it would offer a fully refundable $4,000 tax credit to cover the cost of retraining workers with skills that are expected to be in high demand by employers in the coming months. Okay, so that is another proposal that we actually have recently seen over the last week, and I've not talked about that on my channel yet. So definitely let me know in the comments section what you think of this proposal, and we're gonna go ahead and kind of move right along here. So the credit would be available to those who lost their jobs as a result of the crisis. Training would include traditional degree programs like 2 or 4 year college, certifications, apprenticeships, and other training scenarios. It even includes distance learning programs and online classes. Eligible participants would have through the end of 2021 to receive the training. And although this isn't necessarily a stimulus check, right, it isn't actually cash in your pocket. If you're watching the video and you're looking for a stimulus check, whether that be the $2,000 a month, the additional $1,200, the free rent and mortgage, or whatever it is, we're going to talk about that here in just a minute. However, if you are out of work and can't pay your bills, a fully refundable tax credit to pay for training is likely not going to be much help to you, obviously. But for those who had a decent paying job, okay, before, or had some savings, who are able to afford the fees associated with certifications and training until later on when they are refunded, this could be a great way, again, to kind of take advantage of these just strange times in general. Like, everything is just extremely, extremely strange right now. So kind of an interesting proposal, actually. I had to read through this multiple times, but look, considering a lot of the jobs offer significantly higher pay with certain certifications, this could be, again, a massive help once people are able to work again, right? And potentially get them a better job than before. A lot of certifications cost thousands of dollars, so something like this, I mean, it could help, okay? It could definitely help. Let's go ahead and talk about the HEROES Act for a minute, the highest likelihood, in my opinion, of a bill actually getting passed. We've talked about it before. It is a $3 trillion bill. It got passed in the House. Okay, now it has got to go to the Senate, and then the president has to sign it. Let's just update you on where we're at with that as of Memorial Day, obviously. And that is that we're kind of waiting till about the June 1st mark. I think we might see a few more updates in the coming days, and I'll definitely make sure to make videos on that immediately when we have an update. But Trump and his staff, right, the president and his staff have been relatively quiet on the issue. I mean, I will say that signs have begun to kind of emerge to another round of stimulus, right? There have been several different people that have come out and said, look, the likelihood is actually going up that we see another round of stimulus. The president actually said on Thursday, literally, I think we're going to be helping people out and getting some money for them as tens of millions of Americans lose paychecks and businesses struggle to survive with public health restrictions still in place in much of the country. He added that the U.S. could take one more shot essentially at stimulus, okay? There's also been a couple of other people like Kevin Hassett. He told CNN that another round of aid is actually pretty likely, saying he believes it is coming sooner rather than later. So, Treasury Secretary Stephen Mnuchin, okay, I'm going to pronounce that wrong too, I apologize, said on Thursday that he is seeing a strong likelihood that the U.S. will need more stimulus. Look, at the end of the day, the Democrats and the Republicans both kind of getting this bipartisan support in favor of another stimulus. Some people think it is likely, other people do not think it is likely. I tend to be completely neutral on the matter, as I know that I try to become neutral. I try to be neutral because I like to talk about finance and what is going on in the world, and I don't like to lean one way or the other. But I will say the Democrats are really pushing for another round of stimulus. The Republicans in the past, okay, over the last couple of weeks or month, have said, no, we want to survey people and we want to see how the first round of stimulus actually affected the economy and people before we issue another round of stimulus. But with that being said, I do think that it is also election year. And I think that there's a lot of different people in the House, in the Senate, in, all over in politics that, they're going to be doing things based on, polls, based on elections, based on what people will vote. And I know that if Republicans don't do another round of stimulus, the Democrats are going to hold that above their head during the election year and try to sway people to go the Democratic route. Now, I don't get involved as it pertains to any of this, but what I will say is due to the fact that everything that is kind of happening right now, I think there's actually a pretty high likelihood that we see a second round of stimulus. Now, will it be the HEROES Act? Will it be $3 trillion? Will it look exactly the way it looks right now? Probably not, okay? Probably the Senate, if I had to guess, will come back on June 1st. They'll vote. But what will end up happening probably is that it'll get revised and they'll have to come together and they'll have to meet in the middle to see a second stimulus check, okay? But that is ultimately what I personally believe. It is 100% my opinion, by the way. So before you drop into the comment section saying, I'm an idiot and I don't know what I'm talking about and blah, 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 just understand that I'm neutral on the matter and I want to see a second stimulus check as long as it makes sense and we're helping the people that need help and we're not just blowing money, okay? The country isn't just going into more and more debt for the heck of it. But if we're helping people that need help, then I fully support that. I fully support helping the people that need help. So I would love to know what you think on the matter. I would love to know if you think there will be a second stimulus check. Definitely drop into the comment section below letting me know. I would appreciate it, and I look forward to kind of your response and to see what you say. And again, I'll continue to keep you updated as time goes along. Also, again, please check out my regular content as I think you'll really enjoy it. And until then, I look forward to seeing you in the next video.